Well, obviously. I mean, you're on my channel, so you must know who I am. Anyway, so I'm back in Vacant. I just uploaded a video recently where I basically touched base very briefly on a couple of maps that might be coming soon, possibly. Now, I don't want people to think that's clickbait, where I've just sort of created something and I'm not going to try and back it up with anything. But I wanted to have a look while we were here, while we're on this map, to see whether or not we can find any other maps that might be coming to the game in the future, because as we know, this will possibly and more than likely be the sort of the battle royale map, essentially. And like they did on Black Ops 4, yeah, Black Ops 4, they had different maps from different Call of Duty games within that map, and they're doing it with this one because we've got Vacant and Shipment all on the same maps. So I'm just going to go have a look around and see if, while looking, we can sort of see any other maps, because we do know as well that there is a map on this. I can't remember how it's called. See, now, I'm going to be honest with you here, guys. I haven't played Call of Duty for a very long time, so I don't really remember the names of many of these maps. But if you do, please let me know in the comments, and I'll gladly update me memory. Can't talk. So this was the airport I was looking at. Now, in hindsight, I actually think this probably doesn't look like Shipment, but I'll sort of explain why I thought it did. Okay, so in Shipment you have like a sort of a building that juts out, where you sort of like go up and down escalators before you enter the actual airport area. And the thing that I thought was really weird is in you can't really see it because obviously it's very pixelated, so I do apologise, but I can't do anything about it. But in Shipment, see this area that I'm sort of looking down here? That looks like the main atrium area that leads to the main corridor. And then this sort of looks like the gift shop in the middle. And this area looks like the restaurant-y bit where a lot of people would camp and whatever else. I mean, obviously there isn't an escalator bit that goes down, but I mean, this destroyed plane, I don't know, it just looks... Yeah, I just think this would be this would make a cool map, a sort of updated terminal. But there is actually an airport over here, so we'll go over here. Now, unfortunately, I am stuck going at the speed the game allows, and the speed's not very fast. I'm going to update the speed. Podcaster. Bottom element, there. Misc, X-ray, no, okay, can't increase the speed, so we're stuck going at this sort of, I mean, it is pretty fast. But there is another airport over here, so we're going to go have a look at this airport and see what we can see. I just, to be fair, right, okay, on a genuine level, I can't believe how absolutely astonishingly big the sort of map is around the outside of like a relatively small playable area like Vacant. Okay, so this is just basically the same as before, only it's sort of expanded upon a bit, and it appears to be the opposite way round. I think it's the opposite way around. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's not terminal. Almost said Shipment then. Maybe it's not. Yeah, this is just the same image, but just in reverse, it seems. That's really weird. But there was another area I wanted to go look at, which was the area that was over here. So this is going to take some time. So I think it's kind of interesting that they're going to be putting like old Call of Duty maps into a big, huge sort of battle royale map, and essentially just letting us fuck around in them. I think that's pretty cool. And I like the way they added a map in the Spec Ops where you go through like a sort of, I don't know, a plain scrapyard. I think it's called scrapyard. I don't really remember. All I remember is whenever I used to play the map, I didn't like it because people would camp in the building in the back. But they remade it a couple of times. Please, if you know what it's called, please let me know in the comments, because I'm dumb as fudge. But seriously, I think we're on to a bit of an interesting sort of subsection here. Right, okay. We're slowly making progress. I mean, it is very low res, unfortunately. Like, the closer you get, the worse it gets. Until you actually go through the floor, and then you're under the map. But, I don't know. When I saw the airport, I thought to myself, well, they're going to be adding terminal. Hey, Cosmo, how you doing, buddy? They're going to be adding terminal at some point. That's actually... I don't want to say it's confirmed, because I don't know if it is confirmed. But the thing that about the game that I think makes me personally believe that terminal will be added is because there's there's an operator kit that you can get for the guy that looks like Vladimir Putin. You all know who I mean. I can't remember his name, but he looks like Vladimir Putin. And his outfit that you can buy makes him look like one of the dudes from the mission No Russian, which in Modern Warfare 2 is where they basically enter an airport with fully automatic machine guns and shoot everyone to try and frame America for it all. But anyway, this is the map that I wanted to look at more closely. Now, I recognise this area. I really do. I totally recognise it, but I do not know what Call of Duty I recognise it from. Now, this area, maybe not so much, but it does sort of, I don't know, it's like it's sparking a memory that seems to be there, but isn't. Now, this area was the area that I thought looked very interesting. Now, it does look a bit like a cut and paste from, what's it called? The Karst River Quarry? Is that the one? Because this building looks very reminiscent of the building where C takes place. However, I swear there was a Call of Duty map. It might have been a mod. Maybe it was a mod that I played on Call of Duty 4 on the PC back in the day. But there was a map that had a sort of overhang like this, and you would go up through the bottom and there'd be a stairwell. I mean, look how weird this is. It's just so strange. And you could sneak around the big back of the building and go up the stairs, and people would camp sort of in the towery bit, and you could get up to like the 3rd or 4th floor through the stairwell on the side. And this totally reminds me of it, this little area. Although I might be entirely wrong, as I said before. This is all speculation. This is just me looking around thinking, I wonder. So yeah, so Krovnik farmland starts over there. I believe that's the Allegiance spawn side, because it has the big sort of, you know, windmills and whatnot. But like, I don't know, there's just something about some of these areas. It's like they've sort of cut and pasted different maps in here, and you sort of like look at some of the areas and you think to yourself, that looks really familiar. Where do I recognise that from? But this is the gulag over in the corner that I mentioned in the video. Genuinely. Oh, we're gonna run out of time. But this is the gulag over there. What I might do is restart this and try and find some other areas, because this is very fun to sort of just float around. Here we've got the new port map. There's port. And shipment is in here somewhere, apparently. Well, I say apparently, it is. It's in here somewhere. And there's vacant. But yeah, so I'll show you what I mean with the operator as well, because it's kind of uncanny, really, the operator. That's why it makes me kind of think that it's been confirmed, like terminal will be in the map. I mean, just hold on. Alright. So, what I'll do is I'll back out of this quickly and I'll show you what I mean. Where is he? Where is he? Nope, nope, nope. That's the one. Look. He's dressed like the dude from No Russian, and he's carrying a PKM like the dude from No Russian. He's wearing a suit and full body armor like the dude. Well, like one of the dudes from No Russian. And he's Vladimir Putin. He's Igor, but it's Vladimir Putin. I mean, he looks so much like Vladimir Putin, it's unreal. Putin, if you're watching this, you're in Call of Duty. Be happy. So we'll go back to custom game. We'll leave it on vacant because we want to explore, but we're going to change the time limit for 15 minutes. Get rid of this malarkey because we don't need it. Right, there's the codcast, that's the one. Right, team, let's go over there. Okay, nope. Start camera, free camera. Yeah, okay, so we got nothing. So I'll just start the match and go from there. Also, I apologise. Oh, blow that out my mouth first, because otherwise my voice will be super deep. I apologise if I sound a bit rough. I think I've got a cold or something, if I'm honest. Got a bit of a tickly cough and other things that make me think I've got some form of a cold. When I saw this before, when we were floating past it, it sort of reminded me of the map from World at War, when you fight around sort of, well, it's like a Japanese building of some description, but I don't think it is. Just looking at it, it looks more like a bar, if I'm honest. It actually looks like a map asset from Battlefield 1 as well, which is kind of weird. I want to have a look at this. This looks interesting. No idea what this is for or from. I assume it's some form of an art installation, maybe. Turned military outpost. But I don't know if this is ringing any bells for anyone. If this is like a thing. Or a map, for that matter. Look at this. Look at this over here. The water floats above the ground. And the ambient noises you hear in the background of the game are just so weird. Like, really strange. I think this would make a nice map. Just this whole, like, green area here. I mean, it's pretty wide and open, but I kind of think that would be good because it would be like a sniper's heaven. People would sort of hear, and they'd shoot across the fields. And, I mean, it would be pretty big for a map in Call of Duty, I suppose. Even for a 10v10. But I still think this would make a nice map. I don't even know what it is. Alright, let's have a look. There's this place over here. Anything, I'm gonna investigate anything that is basically just a self-contained little area. And see if it sort of like rings any bells in my brain for reminiscent of older maps. This one not so much, but this would make a very nice map. This little area. Like, it would make a nice little, like, fast-paced. People would obviously camp in there. You could shoot out the top of the tower. I mean, I don't really mind camping per se. I just don't like how people use it and then get really high kills or KD or whatever you want to call it. I've just realised that's the start point. Oh dear. For coalition? No, allegiance. Allegiance. It's allegiance. Yeah, because they get the Russian tank. And this is the roof of A. I mean, this map is one we already have in the ground war, so it's not like this is anything new. But I'll tell you what I think would make a really nice map for multiplayer, like, genuinely. The C flag. I think C flag would make a nice little fast-paced sort of map that you could add to the game. And you could wall this area off and it wouldn't take too much effort to do so. And I think it would really play quite nicely in a 6v6 domination. Have like a flag over here, flag in the middle, and then like a flag on top of there, or underneath there, or something like that. It'd be a nice fast-paced map, which would have some form of verticality. And there aren't really that many places you can sort of sit and camp, like hardcore sit and camp. Apart from possibly if you were to use a deployable cover and sit under here in a corner, like in this corner or on top of this crate. So aside from that, I think that would make a nice little map too. But there was something I wanted to look at, and I can't remember where the hell it is. It might not even be on this map. I don't think it is. I'll have a look. Because it's like a... I think it is Scrapyard is what it's called. It's got like lots of dead planes and you could run in between all the planes and stuff like that. Old school Call of Duty map. What's the old school? I don't want to use the term old school because it's not technically old school, but I mean it is, if you catch my drift. It is, but it is not. Sorry, I'm not exactly very good at talking constantly. I can come across quite boring. It's weird how those are sort of semi-high res. But yeah, maybe this is just Cask River Quarry. Like, I mean, it's not, but there are elements in it that remind me of Cask River Quarry. Let's have a little zoom around, shall we? That looks terrifying. Like, genuine, I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of that. That's just creepy. Oh, that's even worse. But obviously, as I said before, this is like just a low polygon model. I assume the low polygon models are so that if you call in like an AC-130 and it's flying around sort of vacant over there and you sort of catch a glimpse of anything in the background, it's not too like detailed in the sense that it's like sorry, I was yawning, but trying to do it very quietly. This is A. From Cask River Quarry, this is A. At least it looks like A. Oh no, it's not. Oh! Hang on a minute. No, it is, yeah, it's A. It also has, like the map Gunrunner. It has sort of reminiscent architectural sort of hints. Like Gunrunner as well. And then obviously this is Krovnik farmland. This is the area on the map that you actually can't get access to, but this is like, you know, people go around this side. And they snipe. Actually, it might be this area that you can't get access to that I'm above. I think it is. Oh no, wait, I've just realised what way around it is. Yeah, no, yeah, you can't gain it. You can go down here. You can't really go over here. And then you got the walls over there. It's just really weird to see it without trees, if that makes sense. If all the trees were there, I think I'd be able to make a better informed sort of decision about what it is. But now that I see it from this particular angle, I kind of understand what it is and where it's from and how it fits in. There you go, yeah. That's a sort of like, that area on the farmland is not really, except, well it is, you can go over there and sit in this building. And that building there that I'm looking at there, that one, it's quite nice to snipe in if you're trying to get people sneaking across the open. That's pretty good. But it's, I think it's really strange how it goes from super low res here, like super low res, with a road floating above the ground and everything, to like, excuse me, sort of semi-high res, and then more high res. Yeah, so this is vacant, as I said before. I thought shipment was in the port, but I don't think it is. Maybe I thought it was, or maybe it's over here, possibly. I don't know. Is it where A is? Because I've not really played this map much, if I'm completely honest. No, it's not. But we'll go back over here. and we'll go have a look at the gulag, and then that's where I'll end the video, I suppose. I just really wanted to sit here and talk to you more in depth about my reasonings and my, you know, the purpose of the video itself, the upload, what I think and feel, that sort of thing. But this map, I think this map would be amazing. I mean, I don't think it would make a good multiplayer map because there'd be many places for you to camp. But if it was just this area, the top area that I'm in now, and you could gain access to the edge of the walls and whatever else, this would make a really nice 10v10 domination, I think. You'd have to make some areas where you couldn't gain access to. You know, I don't think you need to gain access to one of those towers. But being able to run, literally run around here, like, I think that would be really dope. I mean, granted, you'd get a lot of people sniping and camping with a sniper, and I can totally understand how that would be frustrating. But because of the size of the map and the fact that you'd be able to get, well, I think you should be able to get up on this back wall area. You would be able to sort of out-snipe and flank quite easily. But anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk to you all about. Just my sort of speculations on maps. I don't think there's actually anything else in this map of any real importance. I mean, these are the only sort of low-res polygons that you get in the game. And that's about it, really. But this is definitely the gulag from that mission. I can't remember what Call of Duty it's from. I can't remember, you know, what mission it's even called. I just remember flying around this building, and on each of these little towers are SAM turrets, and you've got to shoot them off with rockets and whatnot. And it just totally, like, brings back, I don't want to sound like PTSD, because it's not PTSD at all. It's like just fond memories, if that makes sense, of playing past Call of Duty campaigns. So I do hope they add extras. Anyway, so we're going to fly back into Vacant. There's not really a lot in Vacant that I think is worth sort of noting, if that makes sense. It's all very interesting. You know, Gaia counters and whatever else. I don't quite understand this because it kind of looks like someone's painted a torch yellow on the top and not like yellow anywhere else, like it's been hydro dipped. But all these weird noises, man. We've got oh, I can't read that. Got budget and everything else. These are pretty cool. This is the sort of interesting details that they add in mech games that I kind of don't understand why. Like, why is this more detailed than, say, for instance, the filing cabinet and the stuff on the filing cabinet? I mean, obviously, I suppose people aren't going to sit there and read, you know, what's been filed away. I get that. But I don't know. I mean, that says handbags ideas, and we're in like an industrial complex. It just seems strange. But I understand why, because if you go into the map Piccadilly, there's a shop called Oral Chic. It's the place with the sort of beeping metal detectors. I don't want to say metal detectors, they're more like sort of just to make sure you haven't stolen anything. But they have those sorts of folders there. Anyway, I've waffled on long enough about absolute bollocks. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you didn't, a dislike. If you're new and like the content, hit that subscribe button. It would totally help me out. If you liked it so much you want to like it, that'd even be better. If you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to. There's no pressure. No pressure. It's your decision. You have complete control over that thumb click or mouse cursor move or any of that malarkey. It's your choice. And look, I think it's weird that the Codcaster has a little square shadow. How fucking weird is this? It's clearly my shadow. It's not a shadow that's being cast for someone else. It's very strange. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I shall I'll see you soon. I'm just gonna get in my crane chair and admire the view. Cool. Bye. I'm going to leave now, that's what I'm gonna do. And you're gonna click on a video if you want to. Oh dear, can you tell I haven't had much sleep? I'm so crazy.